Legal matter, exercise 13 and 31. Start. Sir, as the House knows, in 1956, the Honorable Parliament passed an act for the purpose of increasing the number of judges from 8 to 10, excluding the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Now it is considered that there are large areas and they have to be disposed of, and if the strength is kept only at 11, certain difficulties areas. One difficulty is that it will not be possible for the present number of judges to cope with this work. Secondly, oftentimes of Supreme Court has to form a number of benches, and one bench, known as the Constitutional Bench, consists of 5 judges. Therefore, it was at the instance of initiative of the Chief Justice of India that we took this question into consideration. He pointed out that if 3 more judges were appointed, then within a few years the arrears would come down and then the position would improve. Now, a question is likely to be asked that if, for example, arrears come down and if the number of judges remains so large, what is to happen? Will it not cause a heavy expenditure to government? My answer to it is this, that in the course of some years, some honorable judges of the Supreme Court are likely to retire. That is the first point. Secondly, the president will not be making the appointment of all the judges immediately. He will appoint them as the Chief Justice of India requires. So, as I have stated, this is a very simple bill. All what is purports to do is that in place of the 10 judges, there will be provision for 13 judges to be there. So far as the figures for the last 3 years are concerned, I should like to give to this House figures for the last 4 years. In 1956, the total number of cases instituted was 2000 and the number disposed of was 1800. In 1957, cases pending were 2200. Next year, they rose to 300. This year, up till now, there were more than 5000 cases pending before the Supreme Court. Now, the general policy is that we ought to dispose of all the old cases. Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, has been a widespread expectation among the public and in the press regarding government statement on industrial policy. I had given an indication that his statement would be presented to Parliament before the end of the current session. I am therefore happy to be able to place on the table of the House the statement on industrial policy. While doing so, I would like to take the opportunity to refer to some of the main features of the statements. For the past 20 years, government policy in the sphere of industry has been governed by the Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956, while some of the elements of that resolution in regard to the desirable pattern of industrial development still remain valid. The results of actual policies in the industrial field have not been up to the expectation or declare objectives. The new industrial policy must therefore be directed towards removing the distortion of the past so that the genuine aspiration of the people can be met within a time-bound program of economic development. A new approach is called for in several areas of our national life. This new approach should reflect not only our vast resources and special endeavor but should show particular concern for the utilization of these resources and end ornaments for the amelioration of the living conditions of the majority of our people. The new industrial policy should and will hereafter place man at the center of planning and implementation of projects and schemes. The main thrust of the new industrial policy will be on effective promotion of cottage and small industries widely dispersed in rural areas and small towns. It is the policy of the government that whatever can be produced by small and cottage industries must only be so produced for this purpose. The small scale industries have been reserved for producing certain specific items, while the existing definition of small scale industries will remain within the small scale sector. Special attention will be given to units in the teeny sector, namely those with investment in machinery and equipment up to rupees 1 lakh and situated in towns with a population of less than 5,000. Old villages schemes will be drawn up for making available margin money assistance, especially to teeny units in the small scale sector as well as to cottage and household industries. Government will consider introducing special legislation for protecting the interest of cottage and household industries with a view to ensuring that these activities which provide self-employment in large number get due recognition in our industrial development. The focal point of development for small scale and cottage industries will be taken away from the big cities and state capitals to the district headquarters. In each district, there will be one agency to deal with all recruitment of small and village industries. This will be called the District Industries Center. The center will have a separate wing for looking after the special needs of cottage industries as distinct from small industries. Stop.